Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Four Pillar Series. Firstly, I want to start off by saying apologies for not uploading in a minute. I had my birthday and then my sister's birthday and a whole bunch of other stuff that I just got super busy. And also, partially my fault. I got super sidetracked by some other games. Diablo 4 PTR just dropped yesterday, and a game called Secrets of Skyvale has been catching my interest. So I've been playing that. Anyway, let's get into the video. Huge tangent, but the second pillar, we're finally here. And later on, I plan on going back through each of the pillars and doing the more advanced versions. So going over harder techniques, harder um, decision making, game sense stuff in general, whatever the harder aspects of the game overall. Um, so firstly, we are on a custom training pack called Uncomfortable Saves. I'm going to have the code in the description. Um, Fundamentally, this pack will get you used to shadow defense, but you'll also learn to control your car, whether that's going upside down or spinning the whole time, or whatever, and then you go for the ceiling and can hit it again. Crazy example. I don't expect anybody in the lower ranks to be going for some of this. Y'all is probably going to look somewhat more like that, if I had to guess. Those really close reads, you're gonna miss an absolute ton. Um, Especially when you're trying to get used to the camera angles and or just the camera like switching on you entirely. Bad save. I guess that is a talking point. Try and make sure that not only are you like saving it, but you're saving it in such a way that it would be very difficult for the offense or the enemy team to follow it up, because that is the goal of defense. Is not only are you padding your stats with a save, but you're actually getting a save that is meaningful and doesn't lead to getting scored on. Because the whole point of this series is for everybody to get higher rank. I think I've shown enough of the pack. Like I said, few key points. One, it'll help you practice shadow defense, which is just like this, where you're facing the opposite direction of where the ball is coming from. This is a good one right here because it's a bit slow and it might catch you off guard. You're clearing the ball to a more so or less unshootable position, and you are figuring out your car control as far as like how much you need to adjust. I'm playing with one hand currently, but you're getting used to your car spinning in the air, your car control, your air control, and eventually your ball control. So this great training pack, highly suggest, even if you're higher rank, it's always good to, go back over some things and see how much you're messing up on some of the more basic stuff if you are higher rank. Um, but if you are struggling, I'm gonna give two like big tips, and this will kind of lead into just air control in general, which is going into free play, and this is like a common practice that's pretty well known in the community. When you want to go back to the back end of the goal, what's known as a squishy save, which is coming from back here. and sending the ball this way. Don't expect y'all to do that, but you are going to go upside down, tilt your car forward, and because your controls are inversed, it's a little trippy at first, but eventually you'll get to a point where you can start spinning and doing the flashy stuff, go upside down, do some stalls. That's a whole another video, whatever. But you're just wanting to get to a point where you're very comfortable with spinning your car in whatever way that you need to in order to get across the whole field. You can flutter your boost and get used to that feeling to see how much you're like dropping, going up, going down, spin your car around, getting used to going in between the two states. You can also do that where you land kind of at the back and just jump up, go to the ceiling, whatever. The other training practice is like this. It's gonna be different on each map, but there's an outer ring typically on a map, and then there's the inner ring. The better you get at this, the closer you can go to the ball. But you're just gonna start like here, and you're wanting to get used to your air rolls to adjust inward towards the ball. And all you're doing is trying to tilt your car slightly away, so that way your car will keep going a certain direction. So either I'm tilting to the right a little bit so my car keeps going to the right, or you can tilt it the other way, momentum shifts, where you're able to go the opposite direction. Like I said, as you get better and better, get closer and closer, and eventually you'll, be doing this little circle. And yes, you can do it right on top of the ball, like this. It's trippy. It's very trippy, so I don't recommend it. But the whole point of this is to get used to your car and how it works when you adjust certain ways in the air. That's all for that. We're gonna hop straight into some more like game sense of defense. Fundamentally, what is known as back post is where you want to be, at least 90% of the time. You're not going to have to worry about this principle as much if you're super low rank, because people there isn't really defense in Golden Down. There's you hit the ball away out on the field, but typically, from what I've seen at least recently, in Golden Down, if the ball is like somewhat close to a net, it's either going in and scoring here, or they're gonna mess up, and then the team originally on defense scores on them. But back post is this post and this post. But what back post means is in reference to the ball. I believe I went over this in another video. But if the ball is on this side of the field, this is back post. It's opposite of wherever the ball is. If the ball is on this side, then this is back post. And this is front post because it's same side of the ball. And that's basically just designated by this middle half. Basically, you want to be opposite of the ball and while you're on defense. You don't have to sit here, per se, unless there is a threat on net, which is different for every rank. As you get higher and higher, obviously, the more you have to be aware of like what is scoreable, what isn't scoreable. Typically speaking, going over into the next part of Gamesense, the corner where the wall curves right here, up and right here, is the safest spot on the field to not get scored on. Yes, it does happen. Yes, people get pinches. As you get higher, people get better. But it is much, much, much more difficult to score from this angle than it is from anywhere else. If I'm here with the ball, I can air dribble it, I'm over here with the ball, I can air dribble it, right? Pinch it, and now it's center, and it's like, okay, now you have to go to hit the ball because the teammate, he's obviously passing center for his teammate. You don't want them to just have a straight on shot. As far as like specifics go, it really depends on your rank, and it really depends on just the certain scenario. If somebody's air dribbling the ball towards your net, but you know for a fact that they don't have boost because you saw them boost across the entire field and didn't pick up any pads, but maybe one, and all of a sudden they're doing this, where it's just they're floating with it, have 10 boosts, and that's all they can do. Just be patient. Learning to be patient on defense, once again, in lower ranks specifically, is very valuable because they will just hand the ball. In higher ranks, it's also very valuable because if you're just patient a lot of the time, then someone who is playing offense on the enemy team typically will mess up. They'll be able to do a lot more, but obviously, assuming that you're a higher level defender and player, then you'll be able to easily win a lot of them. Now, a really, really high level player will, play the ball. They won't have much boost, but they'll sit on the ball so that way they get a 50. But that's, beyond the scope of who I'm trying to target with these videos. Other than that, really, I keep saying a lot. Movement is very big. Car control in general is very big. Being able to half flip is probably not only like one of the best movement things to learn early on, alongside the wave dash, which I've gone over previously, but not specifically yet, I guess. Your half flips and your wave dashes are stuff that you need to practice just for momentum's sake. Because say someone's coming on target right here and they miss the ball completely, I can half flip into the ball. And then it's a reversal, right? All of a sudden they went from playing offense and me playing defense to, holy crap, he has a shot on net out of nowhere. So learning your basics, I guess this is another good one to go over. Like I said, I'm just spitballing going off top of that. I recently played with some of my lower elo / gold friends. They didn't know this. If you hold your jump button, you will jump higher than if you tap it. So I'm barely tapping it here. Notice I'm not going very high. That's me holding it the entire time. You go halfway up the net, so you can go to about right here with a single full jump versus a partial. Now, if you double jump, you don't even have to use any boost at all, right? Make sure that when you do these double jumps to fully reach, you're maxing that first jump and then not moving to tilt your car up at all. You want it to be flat, so that way you get the most amount of lift off of the second jump, and then you want to tilt up a little. And as you get better and better, you'll get more and more used to that. That's very useful for stopping corner shots, or just anything above the halfway point. If it's anything above this, just knowing that you can simply just jump like that and save it. Other than those like few principles, really, like I said, it depends on your rank. It depends on the people that you're playing against, the specific scenario, if they're ground dribbling, air dribbling, if they look like they're gonna flick it, if they look like they've lost control. Say you're shadowing somebody. Hold up. Say you're shadowing somebody right here, and they have the ball, but then they just drop it. All you have to do is backflip into it, and you've cut off the whole play. Obviously, it's not going to go straight like that. It'll probably pinch and go somewhere, and hopefully it's not towards your net. But yeah, a few basic principles. Try to keep this somewhat short. I rambled on. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below if this helped you out. Like and subscribe, all the things. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll get back to you guys. Alrighty, take it easy. Peace.